Chocalate, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Amadeus.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Amadeus.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
I'm
Queen.
getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
In my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of Emmett Fun.
All right, Grand Rising, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen QueenAShakur show. I'm your host, Queen QueenAShakur, and this is your first morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. And please double check to make sure you're still subscribed, especially if you have not been receiving notifications, because you all know how they do me out here in these YouTube streets. Okay, and also as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Exit stage left. All right, don't let the virtual doorknob hit you on your way out. So for the rest of you, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. Now let's see who's up in here. Buckhorse DC. All right. Hundia. Hold on. Why is everybody okay? Anyway, Sarah Silva, Aboriginal woman, G from the land, Juju is in the house, Desmond, Deronda, Hundia. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. Above all the drama, Eduardo, Pearly, Bithia is in here, Adrian, Obsidian Blaze. I said, Queen, we can roll through Inglewood with that outfit. Okay. Khalid is here. My aunt Egypt, Juju B. All right. So let's get into it, Charlene. I see you. Amazing Grace says, you look lovely in red, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Anita KX. All right. Chris Bessie is up in here. So let's get into it. Shout out to all the loyal roads and everyone in the chat, everyone tuned into the Queen. Let's get this done. All right. Let's talk about it. Now, first of all, how many of you knew that a satellite the size of a whole school bus crashed on Earth? Crashed to Earth Wednesday. How many of you knew that? Once in the chats. Once in the chat for those of you who trust the government. Did they tell y'all that? I think there should have been an emergency alert issued. I'm just saying. Okay? Juju said the Queen is queening. All right, thank you. Yes, honey. So this satellite the size of a school bus crashed to Earth on Wednesday. So let's talk about it. School bus-sized satellite crashes into Earth's atmosphere over North Pacific Ocean. This is all so crazy. All right. Now, the defunct European Space Agency satellite, the size of a school bus, came crashing down to Earth on Wednesday over the North Pacific Ocean, more than a decade after the spacecraft finished its mission observing Earth's systems and natural disasters. They didn't feel fit to tell you all about this till after it happened. That's what y'all pay attention. Okay, this is all nefarious. Now, early Wednesday, the re-entry track placed the satellite over the Pacific Ocean, possibly off the coast or the west coast of the U.S. Hours after the re-entry window had closed, ESA operations officials confirmed the satellite had completed its crash course, mind you, with Earth over the North Pacific Ocean between Alaska and Hawaii at 12:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I just thought y'all might want to know that. I thought y'all might want to know that. I mean, say what now? I mean, they couldn't even, Christopher said the Russians took it out. I mean, they couldn't even give us an emergency alert to let us know it was coming. Hold on, let me go to the little clip about it. I find it all nefarious. I absolutely do.
Out-of-control satellite is expected to crash back to Earth today. The European Space Agency says it is closely tracking the 5,000-pound satellite. It's called ERS-2. It says there's no need to worry, though. Most of it will just burn up in the Earth's atmosphere. The agency said that some fragments could reach the planet's surface, but they will not contain any harmful substances and most likely will fall into the ocean. The exact time of the satellite's re-entry remains unclear because of the unpredictability of solar activity.
Most likely will fall into the ocean. This is all crazy, honey. I just want y'all to pay attention. Okay? I mean, random satellites crashing to Earth weighing over 55,000 pounds.
Make it all make sense. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, let's talk about, hold on, let me pull this up real quick. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, let's talk about it because Donald Trump, okay, I told you all on yesterday that Donald Trump had this new sneaker he's selling. And it's $399. Now, he only has a limited pair or a limited amount, you know, for the pre-sales or whatever. They say they sold out immediately. Now, here's the thing. Now, some of these Republicans on Fox News, I do believe, coming out saying that, you know, the black folks are going to love it. Oh, Donald Trump is smart. He's getting these shoes out here. You know how the black folks love shoes? They're going to vote for it. I want y'all to pay attention. See, here's the thing. At the end of the day, I want you to pay attention to how they think that we are so foolish. The sad thing is some of us absolutely are, but collectively, they think we're so foolish as to just run out and vote for him because he made sneakers. Do you all catch the disrespect and the blatant insults that they spew upon us? Just like when they had the campaign, the voting campaign, talking about get your booties to the poll, and they had the strippers thinking that would appeal to black men, and so the black men would run on out there and get their booties to the polls because the strippers were going to vote. You remember that? I just want you all to pay attention. And then didn't they have Saucy Santana and somebody else? I can't remember who the other person was, but it was another rapper, I think. And they did a little campaign thing about voting. This is what they think y'all be looking for. I just want you to pay attention because they clearly don't think that we have common sense or critical thinking skills. But let's get into it because clearly I digress.
On the sneaker thing, I was on social media last night. Very interesting as you see black support eroding from Joe Biden. This is connecting with black America because they love sneakers. They're into sneakers. They love the, you know, this is a big deal, certainly in the inner city. So when you have Trump roll out his sneaker line, they're like, wait a minute, this is cool. He's reaching them on a level that defies and is above politics. The culture always trumps politics. And Trump understands culture like no politician I've ever seen.
Question for you on that point, though.
Yeah.
Will the people that are excited about the sneakers and excited about Donald Trump, will that translate into them going out and voting for Donald Trump?
Well, anybody willing to put $400 down for a pair of sneakers? Yeah, I think that's commitment and love.
I hope you're right.
It's something. It's affection.
Bro, this is the first look at Trump's shoes right here. Crazy. Let me see the sides. Donald Trump has his own shoe. Yo, tell me about those a little bit. You know anything about them?
These right here, the friends and family, there's only 50 pairs made right here. All gold. You got the gold lace tips as well. Super fire. And low key, they're actually very comfortable. First ever Trump shoes.
I absolutely cannot. I don't know about the rest of you, but I absolutely cannot. Let me tell you something. The shoes are nice. Now, I have to admit, I do like the shoe. I do like the shoe. I'm not even going to lie. The gold, sparkly, yes, I love it. I absolutely love the shoe. But what I'm not going to do is spend $399 for them. That's what we're not going to do. Okay? Terry Hidden called him a bootlicker. Honey, that was Steven from Django. Edward said, if you don't like Trump shoes, you're not black. Goodness Ready Bo said the shoes are nice. Donald Trump got taste. I mean, the shoes are cute. You have to admit. But here's the thing. I'm sorry. Say what? They said, Queen of Money Hughes says, you know, are people going to buy them? I bet they do. Oh. Darnell said, y'all know y'all want them Trump ones. Chief Jonesy said they're already reselling for $7,500. Are you serious? Honey, maybe I need to rethink it. Maybe I need to go buy about 3 pair and see if I can flip my money. Pay attention. Oh, this is all nefarious, okay? Terry Hartfield said, I'm sorry, it would be a no for me. Dragulina said they're going to be late on rent messing with Trump. Please pay attention. I absolutely cannot. Now, if you all thought that was nefarious, honey, you haven't heard anything yet. Because R. Kelly said he's not going to be able to do it. Y'all gave him too much time, honey, and he can't take it. Y'all right? He said, R. Kelly said, get somebody else to do it. Now, attorneys for R. Kelly were back in court Thursday fighting for a new sentence. The Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals heard the attorneys' arguments in court on Thursday. Kelly himself was not present. Now, Kelly's attorneys claimed that the federal child pornography and child enticement charges of which Kelly has been convicted in Chicago were filed after the statute of limitations had expired and said the sentence was unduly harsh. So a year ago, a jury in U.S. District Court in Chicago sentenced a disgraced R&B star, whose full name is Robert Sylvester Kelly, to 20 years in prison for enticing minors into sexual activity. Now, U.S. District Judge Harry Leinenweber ordered that only 1 year of that sentence would be served after Kelly completes a separate 30-year sentence on racketeering and sex trafficking charges in federal court in New York. Now, the remaining 19 years in the Chicago case will be served at the same time as his New York sentence. Kelly, now 57 years old, could be eligible for release from prison when he's a little over 79 years old. Now, the same jury acquitted Kelly of 7 other charges, including obstruction of justice, and accusing him and 2 associates of rigging his 2008 child porn trial in Cook County. Allegations that Kelly abused young girls began to speculate in the 1990s. He was sued in 1997 by a woman who alleged sexual battery and sexual harassment while she was a minor, and later forced criminal child porn charges related to a different girl. Now, a jury in Chicago acquitted him in the 2008 trial, and Kelly settled the suit. Evidence also surfaced over the years regarding the late R&B singer Aaliyah. Witnesses said they were married in matching jogging suits using a fake license that said she was 18 and not 15. Kelly was then 27 years old. Aaliyah, whose music Kelly produced, died in a plane crash in 2001. Outrage over Kelly's sexual misconduct with young women and children was fueled in part by the widely watched docuseries Surviving R. Kelly, which, as I told you the other day, you heard it here first, that Jay-Z funded. Allegedly, as payback likely for R. Kelly suing him for $70 million after things went awry on the Best of Both Worlds tour. But let me continue. Now, so this is all so nefarious. So they say outrage over Kelly's incidents all came to a head. They say, now this gave the voice to the accusers who wondered whether their stories were previously ignored because they were Black women. Now, in 2022, at a Chicago trial, Jane had accused Kelly, I guess this is Jane Doe, of sexually abusing her hundreds of times after becoming her godfather when she was only 14 years old. R. Kelly is sick and he's clearly where he needs to be. I don't think the sentence is too harsh. I'm sorry. He needs to stay in there because these type of people, like I've told you a myriad of times, there's no cure for perversion. Okay? There's no way to stop it. Prosecutors showed the jury 3 videos that they said showed Kelly having sex with Jane, including one that showed him telling her to lie on the floor while he put the golden stuff on her. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Jane had denied for years that Kelly abused her, but later said Kelly intimidated her and her family and paid them to keep his abusive secret. She said she was the person in the video at the center of Kelly's 2008 child porn trial in Cook County and told the jury that Kelly recorded her on other videos shown in court during the 2022 trial. Now, Nia testified in the 2022 trial that she met Kelly when she was only 15 and they had sexual encounters. Pauline testified in the trial that she was 14 when Jane introduced her to Kelly, and they had threesomes before she began her own sexual relationship with Kelly alone when she was only 15, all sick and depraved. R. Kelly, please just take your sentence, honey. You did the crimes, so please do the time, is all I'm saying, okay? R. Kelly does not need an early release. Keep him where he is. And please make sure you reserve a cell next to him for Diddy and possibly Jay-Z. Possibly Jay-Z. I mean, sources allege that he was messing around with Foxy Brown when she was 15. Now, of course, I can't substantiate this, but this is what sources say. Okay? Amongst other things that I won't get into at this moment. So I find it all very interesting. Oh, Reggie said, don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and lakes that you're used to. Okay? This is all so sick. Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, there's a whole lot of people just like R. Kelly in to pay attention. All right? Please pay attention. At the end of the day, you have these Jeffrey Epsteins, Harvey Weinsteins, R. Kellys, P. Diddy's. There's a whole bunch of them. Roman Polanski was doing this decades ago. All right? And they just let him flee the country and then still let him win an Oscar years later. But that's what they do in the U.S. when you have the complexion for the protection. It's a weird world, honey, that they live in Hollywood and the music industry. But I digress. So now let's talk about Chilli. Because they have been going in on Chilli because Chilli says that she's not chocolate. She says she's caramel. I beg to differ, but let's have a little poll on this. One's in the chat if you think Chilli is chocolate. Now, who thinks that Chilli is chocolate? Because I'm sorry. Terry Hartfield says, screw to mess with the video, or is it my Wi-Fi? No, it's not your Wi-Fi, beloved. I accidentally pressed something. I did that. That was me. I moved something. That's what caused it. Okay, so everyone is saying, most people are saying, Hundia, what is 3? What is 3, Hundia? Okay, most people are saying Chilli's chocolate. Chilli says she's caramel, and she's gotten a lot of backlash for saying so. People are starting to act like, because she has her boyfriend, Matthew Lawrence, they're trying to act like she don't want to be black. That's all I'm saying. Okay, hold on. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Chilli knows good and darn well she's chocolate. I'm sorry. So here it is right here. Let's talk about it. Chilli accused of colorism, honey. Please pay attention. After dismissing chocolate compliment, I said she's caramel. Now let's show Chilli on the screen. Chilli, I'm sorry, but I have to disagree. I'm so sorry. I just can't see it. I can't see it, y'all. Somebody please point it out. Now, is Chilli caramel or what? Is Chilli caramel or what? There she is right there. What do y'all say? And so what though? Isn't it for her to choose how she identifies? Hold on. Entertainment Now said, isn't it for her to choose how she identifies? Well, here's the thing. You can identify however you want, beloved ad. That doesn't mean that it's reality, okay? That doesn't mean that it's reality, all right? Let's talk about it. You can say you're a horse if you want to. That doesn't make you a horse, okay? I'm sorry, what? People can identify as whatever they want to. I can say I'm a $100 bill. Oh, but am I? Okay, so just because you say something doesn't make it true is all I'm saying. And I'm saying that as far as I'm concerned, Chilli is chocolate. Now, I don't care that she refers to herself as caramel, but if we're being honest, she's not that. Okay, I'm going to show you what caramel is. All right? I mean, we come in all different shades and all of that, but at the end of the day, no. She's not. I'm going to show you who is caramel so y'all don't get it twisted. All right, let me show you what caramel looks like. As far as I'm concerned anyway, honey, please pay attention. Why do I even have to go through this? Why do I even have to go through this? Okay, I'm sorry. Sanaa Lathan is caramel. All right, that's caramel right there. Sanaa Lathan is caramel. Who agrees? Once in the chats. Once in the chat if you think Sanaa Lathan is caramel. One's in the chats. Her and Chilli are not even the same color. So if she's caramel, Chilli is not. That's all I'm saying. Okay, thank you. The ones have it. The ones have it. Okay, so argument done. All right, you can't dispute the facts and the receipts. I'm chocolate and I'm chocolate and so is she. I might be a little more chocolate than she is, but nonetheless, we're both chocolate is all I'm saying. Please pay attention. Okay, so with that all been said, let's show the video of her and her boyfriend dancing. Now, the thing started because Chilli, she often posts videos of her and her boyfriend, Matthew Lawrence, dancing. So someone said, oh, Matthew got him some chocolate and now he's got moves. Well, first of all, Matthew's always had moves. Matthew and Joey Lawrence and their other brother, I don't remember his name, but all three of them have always been able to dance. They clearly have rhythm. But with that all being said, that's how it all got started. Someone said he liked chocolate and Chilli corrected them and said, I'm caramel, boo. All right. But anyway, I digress. So here's the thing. Like I said, you saw from that picture and from the video, Chilli is clearly chocolate. All right, please sit down somewhere. And here's the thing. Entertainment Now, back to your point that she can identify as what she wants to. That's true. But you must remember that when people identify as something other than what it's obvious they are, that's because they don't like what they are. Because if you liked what you are, you wouldn't say you're something different. So that's why people are saying it's colorism. Okay, at the end of the day, it's just like if someone's biologically born a male and then later they start saying they're a female because they change, transition or whatever. Well, they didn't want to be a male. Okay, so clearly she doesn't want to be chocolate. It's my point. And speaking of that, speaking of transitioning, let's talk about it because there is a school who abandoned their whole basketball game after a trans female player hurt 3 of the people on the opposite team. Hurt 3 of them. High school basketball game is abandoned after trans player injures 3 female opponents with shocking video showing the biological male hurling an athlete to the floor. I find it all so nefarious. Now, I'm not going to show the footage of that. I'll show you this. And then I'm going to show a brief clip of them talking about it. There it is right there. There's the picture. Okay, so now with that all being said, let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. A Massachusetts high school high school girls basketball team was forced to forfeit its game after a transgender player on the opposing team injured 3 players. Now, the Collegiate Charter School of Lowell girls basketball team dropped out of their February 8th game against KIPP Massachusetts after one of the KIPP's players, who is a biological male, injured 3 of their athletes. Now, Collegiate Charter School officials said the team decided to forfeit because the other players feared getting injured and not being able to compete in playoffs that were a few days later. Let me tell you what's going to happen. What needs to happen. All of these schools that play them is going to start forfeiting games, as they should. Okay, because biological males should never, under any stretch of anyone's imagination or under any sort of foolishness, be allowed to compete with biological females. Okay, that's just crazy. I want you to pay attention. All right, that's just crazy as far as I'm concerned. But hey, what do I know? Now let's go to the clip.
But one thing that's sort of bothered me from the beginning about this, especially when it's a physical sport, that there's so clearly a difference, right? Average male player, 6 feet, wingspan 5'6", vertical jump 28 inches. Average women's players 5'6". I think this is in high school. 5'2" and a 20-inch wingspan. There's no comparison here, and obviously we can see the video. This individual we're talking about is over 6 feet tall, clearly physically very different. Do you have any idea why young men want to compete against young girls? I don't get it.
Well, maybe they can't be successful playing against guys, and so, they play against women, just like the swimmer did against Brittany Gaines, so I don't know.
That's exactly what it is, honey. Okay, so if you can't get it over here, if you can't win and be a champion over here, well, let me just go over here where I know I can dominate. That's how that works. That's how that works as far as I'm concerned, and that's my opinion. All right, I think it's all crazy, including nefarious, if you ask me. Absolutely should not be a thing. Okay, now with that all being said, let's talk about the case of Daryl George. You all remember Daryl George. Daryl George was the young black teenager who was going to Barbers High School. He was going to Barber High School in Mont Belvieu, Texas. Now, there was a big discrepancy about his hair. He has locks, and they wanted him to cut the locks. Now, he had them in, nicely braided up, cornrowed or whatever, so they weren't just hanging about, and that still wasn't good enough. So now a judge has ruled, and guess who the judge ruled in favor of? The school, that's who. So giving them permission to clearly be racist. Please pay attention. All right, I'm going to share the footage because I did a whole TikTok about this yesterday. This is all so ridiculous. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. QueenAShakur. You may remember the teenager from Mont Belvieu, Texas, who was attending Barbers High School. His name is Daryl George. Well, he's been going back and forth to court because the school wants him to cut his locks, and he refuses to. But now a judge has ruled in favor of the school. So let's get into it.
And the family, we've already heard from them, Chris. They do plan to appeal. We have not heard directly from them on camera, but we know that a Texas state rep supporting them today had this to say following that judge's ruling. Take a listen.
I think we've got to remember that this is about Daryl. And to see that young man crying, he didn't understand. We couldn't explain it to him. We tried to explain it to him. He just wants to learn.
This is also nefarious, okay? This is nothing more than another way to perpetuate Jim Crow tactics on people who look like me. That's what it is. Now they won't say, well, we're not going to hire you because of the color of your skin, or we're only hiring people who are this color, okay? They don't say that anymore. But now all of a sudden it's, oh, your hair is too long. You need to cut your hair. Oh, it's too urban for you to work here. Those sorts of things. You see, it's the same old thing, just repackaged, okay? That's what it is. That's what it is. And the thing is this, for people who look like me, you should understand that it isn't the style of your hair. It isn't the way you are fixing your hair. It's the fact that your hair is growing in its natural state. Our hair grows towards the direction of the sun. We are the children of the sun. No other race or ethnic group on the planet has hair like us. It is literally our spiritual antennas. When Samson, the story of Samson in the Bible, that's an allegorical story. The hidden message within that story is that Samson's strength was in fact in his hair, but it wasn't his physical strength. Like most might think. It was his mental strength, okay? It was his mindset, the thoughts, the high vibrational things, okay? The consciousness. That's what the hair represented. His power was in his hair, his strength, but not because of physical strength. At the end of the day, this is what certain people know. And this is why it will always be a problem for those of us who love to grow our hair in its natural state. That's what it is. It's not about the style. It also shows that you're a person who won't conform. And that's another problem for people who don't like the people who look like me. Now, the people who don't look like me, that don't have a problem with people who look like me or how people like me wear our hair, I'm not talking about you, but I'm specifically talking about the people that don't like people who look like me, and they always want to find a way to demonize and vilify us. And they'll do so with the skin tone, and when that doesn't work or they can't get away with that, then they'll change it into the same old suit just warmed over, and then it'll be about your hair. Please pay attention. And it's obvious to me that the school that he was attending, Barbers High School, well, clearly that school has a problem with people who look like him, because you see, the same thing happened in 2020 with a young man by the name of DeAndre Arnold. You may remember him. For those of you who follow me on YouTube from day one, then you'll know that I reported on this story as well. So here we are again, okay, 4 years later, and the same old, but some would have us to think that we've moved so far. Okay, please pay attention. All nefarious. All nefarious. And so, yes, the judge has given them permission to be racist as far as I'm concerned. Why are we even having this conversation? Why is it a problem and an attack always about Black people's hair? Okay, when it's in your natural state, you can't wear braids, twists, locks. You can't wear any of the afros. That's a problem. That's a problem. You all remember I told you the story about my friend Amanda, okay, when she was going to a job and she wore her hair, she had on a scarf on her hair. And so the boss called her into the office and told her that it was a distraction. Nice way of saying take it off, okay? That's what it was. And then so I told her, I said, when you go to work on Casual Friday this week, wear some black jeans, a black shirt, a black jacket, and some black boots, and put your hair in an afro. See how he likes that. And so she did it. And when she came to work dressed that way, looking like a whole Black Panther, well, guess what he said? Oh, I get it, Amanda. It's okay to wear your scarf. Okay, because he'd rather look at that scarf than that afro. Please pay attention. This is all so nefarious, like I said. This is what they do. These people who don't like the people who look like us, this is what they do. Now, let's talk about this woman by the name of Risa Tisa. This woman's been going viral because she married this husband who's a pathological liar, allegedly. And he told her so many lies, honey, that I couldn't keep count, and I don't see how she could. And she did like an entire series on TikTok. She did like 50 videos, and each of the videos are like 10 minutes long. Okay, that's 500 hours worth of footage. Please pay attention. Just going in about this man. Now, I'm going to show you all one of the videos where she talks about some of the things he lied about and how he went to such extremes. This man is not only a pathological liar, in my opinion, he is a sociopath as well. And I've talked to you all about psychopaths and sociopaths, and here's what I'll tell you again, and narcissists. And so here's the thing. All sociopaths are always pathological liars. However, pathological liars are not always sociopaths. Sociopaths are also always narcissists. So are psychopaths. They're pathological liars and narcissists. However, all narcissists are not sociopaths or psychopaths. Please pay attention. Okay, so let's get into it because this is all crazy.
Okay, so things that my pathologically lying ex-husband lied about. Backstory. I'm going to try to get as much of this as I can into this video because I hate when people say follow for part 2, but I'm going to try. All right, backstory number 1. We met in March of 2020. Georgia got shut down, locked down 2.5 weeks later. We got married January of 2021, and we were divorced August of 2021. So keep in mind that this story is spanning March of 2020 until about June of 2021, because I kicked him out the house on his birthday. So we met online, Facebook dating and Hinge. I will never do online dating again, but that is where I met him. My tire blew on 285 just before Boulder Crest on my way to our first date. Clearly that was a sign. I didn't listen. But my tire blew, and he met me at a gas station. We were supposed to be meeting at Cheesecake Factory, but because the tire blew, he met me at a gas station, fixed my tire, then took me to go get another tire, paid for it. And I just thought, oh my God, this is the beginning of a beautiful story. Boy, was I wrong. So, things he lied about. Every morning he would get on the phone with his brother. We'll call his brother John. He would get on the phone with John, and he would be like, hey, babe, John said good morning. And I'm in the bathroom doing my hair because I still had to go to work at this time. And so I would just say, hey, John, call out, hey, John. And, he would relay back and forth what I said to John, what John said to me. I never actually talked to John on the phone. And so he would be like, I can't wait for COVID to be over. Me and my girl, we're going to come see y'all. I can't wait for Auntie to meet her. Side note, his parents are deceased, excuse me. So he was like, I can't wait for you guys to meet her. Like, I know I'm gonna marry her. I know it. He said everything I wanted to hear. Love bombing 101. This man wrote the book. So he talked to his brother every day. He talked to his friends every day in front of me. He would be on the phone laughing, cutting up, cracking jokes, telling them, hey, she said, hey, just having conversation, like a normal conversation. I didn't think anything of it. It wasn't until he got kicked out of my house in June of 2021 that I found out every single phone call was made up. He was never on the phone. I don't know. Those of you who are watching, you're probably like, there's no way. Listen to what I'm saying. Everything I'm telling you can be verified. Every single phone call he ever had was made up. The phone calls where he called to pay his car off, made up. The phone call to the realtor when we were looking at houses, made up. The phone call to the bank for them to release the money for the house that he signed his name for, made up. Every phone call was made up. His brother, every day, he and his brother had not spoken since 2015 when his mother died. I found that out later on. He made up every phone call. He had no friends, but yet every phone call would be my friend this, my friend that. The second lie, his job. He told me when I first met him out the gate that he was a VP at his company. He had been transferred from California to Georgia, and he was in the process of, getting himself settled. He was looking to buy a house. His job was VP of a major condiment company. I won't say the name because I don't want to get sued. But he said that his job was VP at that company. It is fair to note he paid every bill. He paid all the bills. He gave me spending money. Like, even though we were quarantined, locked down in my little townhouse, again, this story was always he's trying to buy a house. So when we got together, it was we need to buy a house together. Like, this is forever. We're going to have a family. Let's go ahead and find a house. So the lie is that he was a VP at his company. And he maintained that lie every day. Truth is, he was a temp. He called me from work all the time. I may have to make a different video to explain how he was able to lie with the work stuff. So he would call me and he would pretend to reprimand employees who couldn't see that he had a Bluetooth thing in his ear. He would pretend to reprimand them in front of me. He would pretend to take phone calls from the company president who needed his help on something. He forged emails that he showed me from the company president asking him, we need to get this up and running. We need to do this project. We need to do that. It is scary how brilliant he was and how much energy he put into the lie. But he was a temp. He was a temp forklift driver. There's nothing wrong with a forklift driver. But he was pretending to be a VP. Third lie, housing. He told me he was looking to buy a house. We got together and we started looking at houses. I found a beautiful 5-bedroom, 6-bath house in Smyrna, Georgia that was gorgeous. It was brand new construction build, and I love the house. The house was listed for $699,000. He showed me paperwork from Chase Bank saying that he was approved for a mortgage for $750,000. Yeah. I watched as he put in an all-cash offer on this $699,000 house. I watched him sign his name to a legally binding document for an all-cash offer. The reason why the house fell through was because the builder did not want to finish the basement. We were requesting that the basement get finished. He did not want to, so he declined our offer and took the offer of another couple who didn't need the basement finished. That's the only reason why that house fell through. I see now where God's grace protected me, because, well, it really protected him, because legally I was not his wife, so I was not on the mortgage for that home. So, third lie had to do with housing. Fourth lie had to do with baby. So I got pregnant, lost the baby. I was sad at the time. I am not anymore. But lost the baby, had to have a D&C. When I was in the hospital, the doctor called him to let him know, you know, she'll be discharged, because again, this is COVID, so you could not go in the hospital at the time when I had the surgery. So the doctor called him and said, you know, she's going to be released in an hour and a half. He pretended to be his own executive assistant. And so he said, you know, Mr. James is in a board meeting, but I'm his executive assistant, David. How can I help you? You can let me know what's going on. Obviously, the doctor wouldn't do that. So she just said, you know, please let him know that Miss So-and-so will be ready for pickup in an hour and a half. He told the doctor he's in a board meeting until about, for about another 30 minutes, and then he'll be on his way. I should have only been in the hospital for an hour and a half. I was there for 3 hours. Because again, he was a temp forklift driver, so he couldn't get off work. But I didn't know that at the time. So those are just some of the things that my pathological lying ex-husband did. There's so much more. I have severe PTSD. And I know it's my fault. I know that I did not trust myself. I did not pay attention to the United Nations of red flags. I did not pray. And I am paying the consequences for that. So there's nothing anyone can say to me, girl, you was dumb. I was desperate. I wanted to be married. I wanted a family. And I thought it was my turn. And instead, I got pulled into something my brain could not even comprehend. And guess what, guys? What I just told you is only 5% of the story. So yeah, let me know if anybody knows somebody at Lifetime. And also, if any of you got any sort of gift cards for Stella Rosa Black, I'll take those as well. That's my story.
I'm laughing at these comments. You all are so nefarious. So let me go through some of these comments, because I absolutely cannot. I absolutely cannot. Where's Jane's comment? Because that one had me cracking up. Hold on. Sarah said, where's my damn violin? Entertainment Now said, what does all this say about her? She attracted him, didn't she? What's her role in all of it? Foolishness. Okay. My aunt Egypt said he was a pathological liar, but she didn't pick up on his energy. She was bamboozled by a sociopath con man. Denise said, I would have been too embarrassed to tell this craziness. I would have too. Honey, I'd have kept this to myself. This is all crazy. Teacup said, moved way too fast, planning where his place or hers to quarantine within 10 days. Pregnant and looking to buy a house within 6 weeks. Girl, sit down. Like you should have back then. She was, I mean, this is all crazy. Honey, this was a whirlwind romance gone wrong. Okay, somebody said Diary of a Desperate Woman. Claudette, you are wrong for that. Okay, so anyway, at the end of the day, she clearly has herself to blame because, girl, you don't have any discernment. You didn't. And then here's the thing. Why would you ignore red flags? For those who follow the spiritual channel, I tell you all the time, when you see a red flag, please pay attention. Okay? This is all crazy. Khalid said that took too much time, too much energy to do all that lying. Well, not for a narcissist and a pathological lying sociopath, beloved. They got all the time in the world for that. That's what they live for. That's what they live for, okay? At the end of the day, it's all nefarious. So anyway, Tara Lee King said, I thought I was desperate. She got me beat. Not that she has you beat, beloved. This is all so crazy. Thank you, Terry. Terry said, love the red. Thank you, honey. This is all nefarious. Jane says she is a professional idiot and now wants to capitalize on it. Okay, and that's it for me. Talking about anybody know somebody in Lifetime. Girl, please sit down. Okay? Please sit down. So anyway, with that all being said, now I have to show you all. This video where someone I follow on TikTok named Dr. Julio, where he replied about this. He did a video about this, giving his thoughts. And I thought it was so hilarious.
All right, people. Now, look, I'm about to piss somebody off. I don't care. That I finally watched up to part 6 of that Tessa Big Shirley that was telling her story about who the F did she marry. First of all, lady, by the time I got to the part where this lady said, I told myself I was going to let him lie and I was going to let him get away with the lie. I said, you deserve everything you got. Willful Big Shirleys, some of them are willfully delusional. You cannot be that thirsty to get a man. You cannot be that pressed to have some consistent in your life to where you willfully ignore red flags consciously. That pissed me off to no end. That pissed me off to no end. I didn't even want to make this video, but for the love of God, I guarantee you, if that woman would have got her big ass in the gym, if that woman would have gotten her ass in the gym and worked out and got herself in shape, she would not have settled for some motherfucker that had to sell her wolf tickets, that couldn't produce funds on demand, that was selling her BS, selling her absolute bullshit. Y'all have to understand, a lot of these men will finesse big women. They do this. It's a tactic. He's not pulling this on no woman that's even remotely attractive. He's not pulling this bull because he looked like listen, I'm not being mean, but ladies, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. If that woman was physically fit, if that woman looked a different type of way, I promise you, this story doesn't happen. I promise you it doesn't happen. Another thing, if you really listen to this lady, she didn't say, oh, he makes me feel a certain type of way. He makes me feel happy. He did it. She kept commenting on the materialistic bull he was buying for. So what I have to say to that is beat it. Absolutely beat it. I couldn't even get past part 6. You allow yourself to get a lie told to you by a man? Stop it. Just because you want to be married? Beat it. Beat it.
Dr. Julio went in on her. Please pay attention. Or is it Julio? I might be saying his name wrong. This is all nefarious, okay? By the way, I'm going to have him on my show next week. Please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, maybe even this weekend. Okay, so let me all show you this husband of hers. It's all nefarious. It's all nefarious, honey. Okay, she didn't vet him at all. She didn't vet him at all. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a whole private investigator, honey. I'm a whole private investigator. Please pay attention. This is all crazy. This is all crazy. Anyway, I digress. So what y'all think about it? Did she play herself? Because I absolutely think she did. She saw the red flags and chose to ignore them. When you see things that are not right, when you realize early on that the math ain't mathing, you're only setting yourself up for failure and disappointment. Why would you continue to deal with someone that is clearly lying to you? It reeks of desperation. And she was desperate. She admits it. She wanted to be married so bad. She wanted to be married so bad that she did whatever she had to do and accepted whatever he dished out, only to find out that it was all lies and BS. I mean, imagine sending fake emails to yourself from a made-up account and acting as though your boss sent it to you. Imagine sitting at your desk at work, or I'm sorry, in his case, sitting on his forklift, talking to someone on the phone, but at the same time pretending to scold your employees. She didn't find it interesting that none of the employees ever responded to him scolding them. She didn't think that was strange that no one ever said anything back. She married him without ever having met any of his family. He's on the phone with them all the time, but allegedly, not allegedly, he wasn't really on the phone, but he had her thinking he's on the phone with them all the time, but she never met any of them in person. Lady, why would you marry someone that you don't know anything whatsoever about? This is all crazy. This man was living a whole lie and she was helping him to do so with her own foolishness. Make it all make sense. So crazy. Dorana says, exactly, Queen. The math definitely wasn't math. And I could have I would have carried the one and been out of there. Okay? I mean, she should have been out there a long time ago. Like, this is all crazy. How did she get herself this far? Samantha says she's a desperita. Okay? And then sitting there acting like he's a VP and all of that. So here's the question. If he was supposed to be a VP, was he leaving the house every day for work in a suit and tie? Only to get to the real job that he had and put on some Dickies so he can drive the forklift? This takes a lot of work. I'm like somebody said in the chat, now this is too much. Who has time for all of this? And she said he was brilliant. No, he wasn't brilliant. She was just dumb. That's all. She's just dumb and desperate. He's not brilliant at all. Just dumb and desperate. That's what that reeks of. And not to mention, he was just wickedly wise and fooling her. And people like him know who to target. They know who to target. Okay? At the end of the day, honey, he's leaving out of there with his suit on, his church shoes and tie, and then gets to the restroom of the real job and puts on Air Force Ones and a Dickies jumpsuit. Oh, so crazy. Anyway, with that all being said, I'm about to conclude this broadcast, honey. Meet me in the next chat. Moderators, please drop the link for the next live that's starting right now. Please drop the link for the next live. And just for those of you who don't know, we're going to be talking about, if you remember the model, Melissa Mooney that was killed and found in the refrigerator in September. I reported on it twice. I did the update and all of that. Well, they have arrested the person who they're saying took her life. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown claims that he slept with Bow Wow, Drake, and others, And we also got to talk about Kodak Black because he needs professional help as far as I'm concerned. Okay, this is all going crazy out here. Not to mention a coach admitted to strangling his girlfriend to death. So we're going to get into it on the next live. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at TheGoddess27. And make sure you double check to ensure that you're still subscribed to the channel, especially if you have not been receiving notifications. Okay, so I hope to see you in the next chat. Each one, teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got